You're listening
You're listening
to another episode
of the FreshTakes
podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, what is up? What is up? What is up? Happy New Year. This is Tank's Thoughts. It's another Friday, and I just want to say thank you for spending your Friday evening, whatever day you want to listen to it, with me to hear what my thoughts are. Today's topic is going to be my top 10 favorite quarterbacks that I got to watch. I started watching NFL in the late 90s. So these are going to go back from some of the older quarterbacks to the newer quarterbacks. There are some newer, there are some older ones, but that's what today's episode is going to be all about. So we'll get right into it. We're going to go from 10 to 2, hit my honorable mentions, shoot it over to Tim and Pat because they are going to give me their honorable mentions, and then I'll come back and I'll give you my number one. So with that, without further ado, number 10. Number 10 is a quarterback who is currently in the league. Do I like his team that he plays for? Not really. But it's nothing against him per se. It's just the team that he's playing for. But it is none other than Jaylen Herz. I like Jaylen Herz because he can run the ball. He's not the greatest thrower, but he does know how to throw a ball. And unfortunately, this season came up short. He did not win the NFC East Championship, but he's still in the playoffs, and I can't wait to see how far they are willing to go. So, yeah, Jaylen Herz at number 10. Number 9. Number 9 is a quarterback who's also currently in the league. And I wish they would have won the championship in their division this year, but they didn't. And unfortunately, they got a wild card spot, so we'll see how far they can go also. But number 9 is none other than Tua. I don't want to butcher his last name. It's like Tago Loa. I can't even pronounce his last name properly, but I love the guy. He can ball out, and I'm glad to see he was able to come back from all the concussions last season and be able to turn it around this season and do pretty well. But without further ado, we'll go into number 8. Number 8 is another quarterback who is currently in the league, and it's Josh Allen. Yes, he led the league this season with the interceptions. Did he? I can't remember now. My mind is all fried up. But he can run. He does. He's not afraid of getting hit or tackled. But he has weapons around him that help him. So they're the AFC East champions, and I can't wait to see how far they're willing to go into the playoffs. Good luck this weekend against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll get right into it. Number 7. Number 7, he has enough children to either start an offensive line or all offensive series or a defensive series, whichever you want to pick. And if that doesn't give it away, it's none other than Phillip Rivers. And number 7 is Phillip Rivers. I liked it when he was out there in San Diego with LaDainian Thompson, Antonio Gates, Junior Seau in there. And I wish he would have gotten the chance to go farther and to make it to a Super Bowl and even win a Super Bowl ring. But, things don't always work out the way you want, but it is what it is. So we'll go right into number 6. Number 6 is another guy who currently plays in the NFL. And without giving it really away, because I'm trying to think of things to say, we'll just go ahead and say it's Dak Prescott. Yes, last season he only played 5 fewer games than a lot of quarterbacks and still tied the NFL season with the most interceptions. But you know what? He came back and proved it that he is a decent quarterback. Is he? Do I feel he is the? I don't want to say GOAT, but do I feel like he's the answer for Dallas Cowboys? Not per se, but I will give him credit where his credit is due. The guy is Walter Payton Manning or Walter Payton Award winner. He does a wonderful job, a phenomenal job. Well, I think sometimes he gets in his own head, yes, but a lot of players do that. But number 6 was Dak Prescott. Number five is another quarterback who's currently in the league, and it is some guy who can just look this way and throw the ball that way, look that way, throw the ball that way. It is none other than Patrick Mahomes. Uh, the dude can run, the boy can throw, he makes plays out of nothing. And you can watch it and it's phenomenal to watch. So I gotta give it to Pat Mahomes at number 5. Number 4. Number 4 is an older gentleman from the league previous, or back in the day, I guess. I'll say early 2000s. It was phenomenal to watch him and another quarterback go one-on-one kind of thing. But this one started as a Colt and then went to Denver. So it's none other than Peyton Manning. Yes, Peyton Manning at number 4. And I enjoyed hearing Omaha, and I enjoyed what he was able to do. I give credit to where credit is due. He had won a Super Bowl with the Colts. He won a Super Bowl with the Broncos, both worst teams. So yes, I enjoyed watching him. Number 3. Number 3 is another quarterback who was back in the day, early 2000s, from an NFC team, and it was none other than Drew Brees from the Saints. Yes, he did play out there in San Diego on the Chargers, then came out to Saints and did a phenomenal job. I felt he took the team from what they used to call the Aints to somebody who, a team that people to this day I kind of slightly respect. Do I like Saints? Not really, but I do like them to an extent. Sucks that they're not in the playoffs this year, but you know what? Can't win them all. Can't always get in there. But Drew Brees is at number 3. Number 2. Number 2 is a quarterback that I can't believe I'm actually going to put on my list, but I cannot leave him off my list. Was I ever really a big fan of his? No, but the guy is an open record book, and it is none other than Tom Brady. That's right. The guy won. I mean, he has how many Super Bowls? 7, I think. 6, 7. I can't even think off the top of my head. It's been a long weekend, and I do apologize. But he, again, is an open record book. To go from one team to making it to back Super Bowls and winning them back to back and taking the Patriots to multiple Super Bowls and then going down to Tampa Bay and taking that team to the Super Bowl and winning it. So I mean, Tom Brady had to be on the list. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll go through my 10 through 2, shoot it over to Tim and Pat, and then we'll go into my honorable mentions, and then we'll hit it to number 1. But number 10 was Jaylen Herz. Number 9 was Tua Tagovailoa, something like that. I do apologize if I ever butcher names. Number 8 was Josh Allen. Number 7 was Philip Rivers. Number 6 was Dak Prescott. Number 5 was Patrick Mahomes. Number 4 was Peyton Manning. Number 3 was Drew Brees. Number 2 was Tom Brady. Now, for my honorable mentions, they are none other than 2 quarterbacks from back in the early 2000s and 1 current. The current one is Trevor Lawrence. I was never a big fan of his in college, but when I saw him come to the NFL and take the league by surprise, I give it to the guy. He's doing what he can and what he is capable, and it's proven that he is a quarterback to stay in the league. The other one is Eli Manning. And see, I know I talked to Tim about that. Eli, the only reason I liked Eli is because he beat Tom Brady. He is to the defeats on Tom Brady in the Super Bowl and the Patriots. So I have to give it to him. And then none other than Donovan McNabb. See, he went from the Eagles to the Redskins, which is now called the Commanders. The guy was a beefier, stockier guy, and he was able to uh, just put it on you. And I enjoyed watching him play. So that is my honorable mention, my 2 through 10. Now we'll shoot it over to Tim and Pat. Take it away, boys, and see what you all got to say.
Okay, so my three honorable mentions for QBs I enjoy watching. Right now, I'm going to say CJ Stroud because even though he just started, he's been like blowing my mind away. Number two is Mark Sanchez. I've actually was a very big Mark Sanchez fan, and I even had a Mark Sanchez Jets jersey. And number one is Matt Stafford. I really love enjoying watching Matt Stafford's play style, whether when he was with the Lions or with the Rams. But yeah, those are my top three.
Thank you guys for coming on and telling me your honorable mentions. Again, we always don't agree. We always don't see eye to eye, but I'm just glad to have you all on and giving me your honest thoughts. But we'll get right into it. My number one. Number one. Can I have a drum roll, please? My number one is none other. People are going to, this is going to be a controversy because people probably are going to be like, why would you put him at number one? So, yes, my number one got in trouble with the law. Do I agree with what he did? No. But I love that he was able to have a second chance. And that is none other than Michael Vick. Loved Michael Vick. When he played for Atlanta, he played for the Philadelphia Eagles. He played for the Jets. I think he played for one more other team, but I can't remember. But um, you know, the Michael Vick era and the Falcons and the Michael Vick era and the Philadelphia Eagles, those two, phenomenal. He can run, he can throw, he could elude the tackles. He could. It was hard to tackle. I mean, Falcons even played Dallas Cowboys a couple times, and it was just I wanted, of course, the Dallas Cowboys to win, but it was so amazing to see Michael Vick play at what he was able to play with. So, Michael Vick, congratulations for making it to the number one spot. And until then, you can follow us, the Fresh Takes Podcast, on the good old X, aka FKA Twitter. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Listen to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts. Don't forget, when we hit the 100 subscribers on the YouTube page, one of our lucky loyal fans will be going away with a prize from yours truly, Tank, Tim, and Pat from the Fresh Takes Podcast. Don't forget, every Thursday it comes out with the power rankings. With the season coming to an end, we might not have any more, but with playoffs starting, we might have playoff power rankings. We'll have to see how that goes. And don't forget, every Friday you can listen to the Tank's Thoughts. And then on every Tuesday or every Wednesday, we come out with a new episode of the Fresh Takes Podcast. See you then. Until you all have a great weekend. This is Tank signing off. See you all then. Peace.